Good morning, it's Josh. How you doing today? The sun is shining bright, but it's surprisingly cool out here on the first day of July in southern New York here. I have seen a film. It happened again. There doesn't seem to be anything I can do to stem the tide of motion picture viewing. It is very early. These are the first words I'm uttering today. This is just the pattern I'm in right now. And I saw this movie last week. I saw it last Thursday, and it is Monday morning. So it made an impact. So I have lots to say. But I've had time to sit with these thoughts. You'd think that would make them more cogent, but stay tuned. I saw Kinds of Kindness, which is the new film from Yorgos Lanthimos. Lanthimos. You know, the Greek guy who makes weird movies. I'm a big fan of this filmmaker, and he always does something. He has a voice and a perspective, and he makes movies that take audiences on journeys. And he's done this again. He's kind of had his Oscar bait period with The Favorite and Poor Things, and he's had, he's kind of worked with some new collaborators. He's back with his old writing collaborator from his the earlier days in his career, and so a lot of people are acknowledging that this movie, Kinds of Kindness, is more in the vein of his earlier, his really early stuff, like Dogtooth. This certainly shares some DNA with that, but even of some of his early Hollywood type English language stuff like The Lobster and Killing of a Sacred Deer. This is challenging for mainstream audiences, and yet he attracts high profile collaborators like Jesse Plemons and Emma Stone, and so there's an appeal, and I saw this with a packed house of people who went on the journey, and we all had a good time, and there was a lot of good audience reaction and participation. It reminded me in a way of back in the 90s of seeing like Pulp Fiction with an audience. Now, in the case of Pulp Fiction, we were watching, cinema be reinvented, for better or worse. We were seeing someone lay the tracks for what movies would be and become, and we were seeing something shocking and fresh and new. But we were also seeing a story unfold that was, surprising and rollicking. I don't think Kinds of Kindness is redefining what cinema is. It's not going to start a trend or it's not establishing new rules or anything. It does play a little bit with format. This is an anthology movie. It is 3 stories with the same cast, kind of shuffled around, in each story, and there's some thematic connections, and then there's a character who is common to each of the 3 stories. So that's not new. That's not like breaking ground, but it sure is interesting. And the movie has been criticized for maybe not needing to be an anthology. Most people seem to agree unanimously that the first segment is the best one. I guess I agree. I like the whole thing. This is my jam. This is my stuff. But I really liked the third segment as well. The third segment is bananas. Anyway, so I'm not gonna I'll give an overview, I guess. So yeah, Jesse Plemons and Emma Stone and Willem Dafoe and Margaret Qualley and a few other performers, Hong Chow, are in all of these segments, and then some other actors appear throughout. The first one is about, it features Jesse Plemons as a character who is kind of working for a boss who is an overlord, a boss who runs some kind of cult-like organization where he dictates every aspect down to minutia of what Jesse Plemons does every day. And this is everything from physiological to behavioral. What he does and eats and everything else is dictated by this man in a suit who and so I guess the boundaries of that relationship and that dynamic are tested. I'll just say that. And Jesse Plemons finds himself eager to please his boss, but not necessarily willing to do what he's been asked to do. The second story is, I'm thinking back, this is the one that got lost in the shuffle. The second one, he plays a small town, or he plays a police officer whose wife is like a marine biologist or something, and she is lost at sea. It's Emma Stone. She's lost at sea and on a desert island, and then she is discovered and airlifted back, and they reunite, but then he begins to suspect that she's not the same as before, and that story goes to some very bonkers places. And then the third one is, once again, we have Willem Dafoe kind of as more of a straight up cult leader, more of a hippy dippy sex cult guy, and Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons are kind of operatives. They're members of this cult, but they're going around and they are looking for a prophesied young woman with the power to raise the dead. And it's easiest to see the thematic connections in the first and the third stories because it's about people under extreme control, absurd amounts of control, who are desperate to do anything, to stay under that control because of the life that it affords them, or because of some kind of value that they think it gives them. Those themes are present in the middle story as well, but in a very different configuration. Anyway, that's all I'll say. Again, this is not like crowd pleasing entertainment. I guess it is for certain types of crowds. For me, it is, but it's challenging. That's a euphemistic way of saying that it's effed up. But I found it funny. There's something very kind of mannered, and like, his movies, if you've seen The Favorite, if you've seen, I guess this one's closer to Killing of a Sacred Deer in that it's willing to go to some really intense and bloody and chaotic places. But you have to be willing to go on a journey like that. And if you are, for me, it worked. And this is one of my favorite filmmakers. And I love that he is so prolific. So if you like a director, sometimes, with certain directors, you got to wait years to see what they will do next. And this seems to be a real prolific period for Lanthimos. And his collaboration with Emma Stone is interesting. Now he's got Jesse Plemons in the mix. I don't know. This is my stuff. This is a great time to be going to the movies when stuff like this is front and center. So that's it. I should probably wait until I've had a conversation with another human being before I record these reviews. I'm kind of in this pattern of getting up super early, and then getting to talk to you first thing, and before I have to get ready and go to work and all that stuff. I find this sets me off on the right foot and the right tone, and I enjoy it. So thanks for the opportunity to talk to you about movies. There is a spoilery thing. I do have one, I don't even know if it's a criticism. I have one discussion point with this movie, but I don't want to spoil anything in this review. So maybe, I don't know, if you're interested, you can let me know in the comments or whatever. Maybe I'll just decide to do it or not, but maybe I'll make like a very brief spoiler discussion, because I do want to talk about one aspect of the story, specifically of the third piece in this anthology movie. And but to do so would be to just give away too many plot elements. So maybe I'll do that. I don't know if it's worth it. I don't know how many of you are going to actually see this movie and want to talk about it. But that's all for now. Thanks for watching. You can, support me in all the ways. I appreciate it. And I will talk to you again soon. Josh out.